Oh, you guys, I'm sorry. I already regret this.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Hi.
We did it. Hi.
Fucking barely. What the fuck, man? You know what I'm going to say to you? Every goddamn fucking psychic in this world that just pops up on my Instagram, and every astrologer is like, Cancers, it's about to, everything is June 9th, honey. It's going to get, and motherfuckers, if June 9th can't come fast enough in this moment, I'm like actively like, I don't know who I got to fuck to make it June 9th around here.
I don't know. I don't know that that's possible.
I don't think it is. I've had it. I'm at my end.
I'm at
my end.
Wit's end.
I'm at the end of something, honey. And I don't know if it's the wits or what, but it's the end.
Can I just ask you to check your dial to make sure you're on 5?
My dial is at 7.
Oh, can you put it on 5?
Yeah.
Thank you.
But then that sounds very low.
Then you can turn up your headphones if you want.
Okay. Wait, do both of the dials need to be on 5?
No, just the microphone's what's really important, because otherwise it sounds a little hot, a little crispy.
Man, she is. She's not, not, honey. Not
hot.
Not.
Here's what I want to say about our podcast. Say what you will about any podcast in the pantheon of podcasts, but I've been listening to some other podcasts, prestigious podcasts with big celebrity guests, because that's a good way to research when you're making a television show. Other podcasts, sometimes they sound terrible. They really? They really just sound like they're being recorded with tin cans and and I think that we always give ourselves a hard time for not being like high quality and not knowing what we're doing with equipment. That all may be true, but I think our podcast sounds pretty darn good.
I mean, that is no thanks to me, but...
No thanks to me.
But happy to be here, honey.
We've been given some directions. We try to follow them, and sometimes we do it better than others.
Yeah.
But in comparison, in the pantheon, our podcast sounds pretty darn good for the most part, I'm going to say.
Well, great. That's great.
You got to celebrate the little wins, you know?
I mean, I think we really, really do need to celebrate some wins, is what I'm going to say to you right now.
Well, what's going on with you? We were off last week. It was Memorial Day.
We were.
And it was our last week of taping shows at QVC. For QVC, we were in New York, not at QVC. And then I came home. I flew home, and you're back in New York. And so,
I didn't go. Yeah, I flew to Boston.
You flew to Boston.
Yeah, for the day for the ACLU.
So, there was a lot going on. But now, just to give everyone a little window into where we are.
What we're doing.
What we're doing. I'm back home.
That's it.
You're home.
I'm home.
And you dyed your hair pink, and you've had it.
I have had it. I have.
I also have had it. I'll tell you, this is, I'm not going to tell you everything that's going on with me. You know everything that's going on with me.
I do.
But Matt did a very sweet thing, which I might have mentioned. While I was away in New York, he started going to a Tai Chi class to sort of learn how to be like more physically gentle
Yes, you did say that. You said that.
Yeah. Because like he's the kind of guy that will just like fling open a door and not think about like who's behind it. Bless. You know, I'll say this. It's a little dangerous to be around Matt sometimes physically. He's like Dennis the Menace vibes, you know? He'll run into you. he'll open a door onto you. You know, it's just one of those things. I think it's part of, you know, all of this spectrum that we're always talking about, like being ADHD or I think people in my family have something called nonverbal learning disorder, and that has to do with
we've talked about this before.
Yeah. Your physical sense and your proprioception, I think. So anyway, he started taking Tai Chi classes. I also want to say it's very wild, the idea that Matt might have nonverbal learning disorder, because he is an incredible drummer and you have to be able to be doing 4 different things with your limbs that all are like great at the same time. So it's kind of wild to me that like he'll also try to walk through a doorway at the same time as you or whatever. But anyway, I thought it was very sweet that he wanted to take Tai Chi. And then he invited me, since I was home, he was like, do you want to go to Tai Chi? Like, it's so gentle and it's relaxing. And even if you don't know what you're doing, you get outdoors a little bit. It's peaceful. It's like very gentle. But it still feels like you did something. And I was like, yeah. So I went to Tai Chi with him, and it was indeed peaceful. I did indeed not know what I was doing, but I did my best, and I didn't feel like very stupid or whatever, you know, just like minimal stupid, but not self-conscious. And then we went for breakfast with my old friend John Beckerman, who is a writer at Letterman, and now he's like a show creator and showrunner and writer, and he's like the sweetest person in the world. We went to breakfast with him because the Tai Chi class was in his neighborhood, so he walked to the park to meet us and watched us like complete our Tai Chi, which was funny and a little embarrassing. And then after breakfast was delightful, John, I don't know if you've ever met John Beckerman. He's like the sweetest man maybe on planet Earth, and I just love him. And I won't go into why I love him so much, but I just feel like he's so sincere, and his sincerity is always right on the surface of him. So he like gets emotional talking about things, like even just like his favorite items at the grocery store. Maybe he'll just be like, I just love it so much. It's very sweet. Anyway, after that, you know how you're always talking about the lines, like the kids lining up for things?
In the West Village?
In the West Village, but also like in LA, kids are always lining up for something.
I didn't know that kids line up in LA.
What is it?
Just for sneakers.
It's for sneakers, it's for coffee, it's for like waffles. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matt had to get his glasses adjusted at Saul Moscott. But we were walking right by one of those long lines that I didn't know what it was for. And I just absolutely ate it on the sidewalk.
Whoa.
Like just boom, down she goes. Like not only discontinuing all the peacefulness from Tai Chi and like, I don't like physical grace. Like I was trying to learn physical grace, and then I just bit it on the sidewalk in front of the entire line. And then Matt was just like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" Like, it was just like, and I was like, in that moment, here's my question. In that moment, when you fall down. Do we have, and you've said that you've learned to like fall gracefully or to like give in to the fall.
I don't think it's graceful. I think it's really, really, I think for people around me, it's like incredibly shocking to see me fly to the ground.
Yeah.
But I give into it.
You give into it.
I immediately give over to the fall and don't tense up and instead become like a weeble that wobbles. But does fall down. And like just like, or like a roly-poly. Like I just like roll. Like I just get floppy.
I admire that so much because I don't know that in that like split second I could have made a decision about anything. But here, I have a million questions, and it's really like,
First of all, did you hurt yourself? Are you okay?
I mean, in the moment, I don't think I realized I hurt myself. I did, like, I really banged my hip pretty badly,
Yeah,
and like
that
my
hurts.
arm is sore, of course, because like the second frozen shoulder starts to improve, grandma's gonna fall down on the sidewalk in front of young people waiting for waffles or whatever. But then I just was like, here is my question. Like, what is a good way to handle someone falling down and being embarrassed? Like what? Like, because
For the faller or people observing?
everybody, like, what is there to do? Like,
There's
I know,
nothing to do. You have to just fall and own it. And then you have to just be like, occasionally what I like to do when this has happened is just be on the ground for a second and just absorb and say immediately like, I'm okay. Like immediately alert the public, the Gen Pop, that I'm okay.
yeah.
But stay down. Just stay down for a sec. You know what I mean? No good's going to come of you getting up in that moment.
Yeah.
Just stay down. Gather yourself. I don't cry anymore. when I
No.
fall.
Yeah. I didn't cry.
Sometimes it's natural for the tears because it's so humiliating to fall in public. But and so I get it when people cry, but I don't cry. I think if you're an observer, I mean, Matt's like, holy shit. That always feels like crazy when somebody's like screaming about you falling.
Yeah.
But you ask if you can help them up.
Yeah.
Ask if they're okay. And then kind of just like whatever they like, laugh it off, pretend like it's fine, like just move past it. Just keep going. Keep going.
I was like, here's what I know I did. I know he said Jesus Christ. And then he was like, are you, like, I think he was asking, are you okay? I don't know. But at that point, I was just like, can you just shh? Can you shh? Like because I was just like, let's not scream in front of all of these people. And I don't even know if he was screaming, but it was my perception that he was like being loud. And I was like, can you just shh? And then like help me up. I really, it's very curious. I feel like a whole book could be written on like, what's the way to handle someone falling down. And I was like, I think where I ended up is I would like, because you know how when little kids fall down, like they started to tell us like, don't ask if you're okay, just say oops and say like, you're okay, and like help them.
I don't like that. I like don't like that for kids. I think it's gaslighting. I think it's baby's first gaslighting.
It
I
probably
do.
is.
I think it's baby's first gaslighting, and I am not a fan of that, and I never did that with my children. I like tried to like help them assess if they were okay.
Yes.
But they need to tell. You can't be like,
Right.
You're good.
You're good.
Like,
You're all
fuck
good.
you, mom. Like I'm too. I've not experienced this before, or I don't remember experiencing this.
Yes.
And it sucks.
Yes.
And like, I'm embarrassed and I hurt. Like, don't say I'm okay. I'm not okay. I'm not a fan of that parenting. I think it's baby's first gaslighting.
Okay, that's good to know. I feel like that might not be the right thing to do, but I just want like an established protocol. But I think the thing is, it's probably different for every person. So I think for me, what I want is quickly and quietly help the person up, and then if they can, get to a more private place to determine if to do a full medical workup, make sure they're okay or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's right.
That's for me. That's what I want done if I fall down,
Yeah.
especially in front of a bunch of people. But then I was also thinking about it, and I was like, I never fall down when I'm by myself. It's always when I'm like with someone I really don't want to fall down in front of. So that's something I admire about you too, is I think that you've fallen down when you're by yourself, and then you self-report.
A lot. I've fallen down a lot by myself.
You self-report that you fell down and like, you know, whether or not someone on the street helped you or whatever. But I am legitimately always with someone and I've fallen down. One of the times I bit it worst of all was when I was with our friend Nelson Walters. We were leaving work really late at night in this office building that we worked in. And for whatever reason, I wore like boots with a little heel. I don't know who I thought I was because I'm not boots with a little heel girl, really, for the most part. And we were leaving work late and I got off the elevator and they had like freshly mopped the very glossy New York City floors. And I just fell down like 10 ways right in front of him while he was still on the elevator. And I remember him being really nice. And I think he came close to the protocol, just being like, are you okay? You really bit it. And then being like, help me up and then move on. I don't know. But he was Nelson Walters, good at handling falling.
Yeah, Nelson Walters kind of good at handling everything, I would argue.
I think
you know what
so
I mean?
too.
In my experience with Nelson Walters, which was, albeit like 9 months a couple years ago, not like pregnancy, like 9 months. Well, busy tonight, 9 months. Was it about 9 months?
Yeah, probably all together. Yeah.
Like from when we started in the summer to when we ended in May. I bet it was about 9 months.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point being, great at handling stuff, that Nelson Walters.
Anyway, that's what I've been up to.
Great stuff. I made Cricket Goodles yesterday. I made her Goodles. Because it's a real staple in my home.
Well, I know because one time I was at your house when a box of Goodles arrived and we did an unboxing and it was like very exhilarating.
It is exhilarating.
To go through the Goodles with Cricket.
Well, we really stack it up in our house.
Yeah.
We love it because we love the protein-packed pasta. And Cricket loves the mac and cheese, and she doesn't really know the difference between like the mac and cheese that she thinks is like just a mac and cheese and the mac and cheese that has like extra protein in it, 14 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber, prebiotics, and 21 vitamins and minerals from real plant sources. And this is the kind of thing that I have to do with this younger child of mine because she does not like nutritious food.
I think that's many,
so I have to hide it.
Kids.
So I have to hide it.
Alone.
So I have to hide
She's
it.
not alone.
I'm just saying I got to hide it.
Yeah.
It's a low glycemic index food, which means it provides steady energy instead of like a carb crash. And on top of that, it's kosher. It's clean label, purity award certified. And there are so many different flavors. There's vegan, there's gluten-free options.
Yes.
Goodles is everything. I love the cacio e pepe.
Yeah, I love the Hatch chili.
Oh, I love that Hatch chili one too. And I really just like the regular mac and cheese, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Guys, we are obsessed with Goodles. We know you're going to love it too. Pick up Goodles on your next shopping trip. It's available nationwide at Target and Walmart, plus many other major grocery stores and retailers. We love you, Goodles. Oh, some days winding down feels just impossible. And that is when I reach for my THC gummies from Cornbread Hemp. I do love it. I love it.
I love it too. Right on my little bedside.
Amazing.
Because,
me too.
You know.
Well, mine's not on my bedside. Mine is in my bedside table. I open a drawer. Smart. Right there. Cornbread Hemp gummies.
Smart.
It's just so nice.
Yeah.
Also, like if you don't love a hangover,
right?
You need an alternative to alcohol. Cornbread Hemp makes THC gummies that help you like really enjoy the fun without guilt or regrets.
Right.
It's like very chill.
That's where I am in life. Just chill. Trying to avoid a hangover.
They're America's only USDA organic THC gummy, made with real THC and organic ingredients, no synthetics, 100% legal, ships directly to your door. Perfect for unwinding, kicking back, enjoying that moment without alcohol or the hangover. And all products are third-party party lab tested for safety and purity. I'm obsessed with Blueberry Breeze, but they also have Blood Orange Bliss, which I enjoy as well. It's kind of the best.
Yeah.
Guys, right now, Busy Phillips is doing her best. Listeners can save 30% on your first order. Just head to cornbreadhemp.com/best and use code BEST at the checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/best, code BEST. Cornbread Hemp. This is the good life, honey. I've been dealing with a lot of bullshit, and I'm just out here. Just here I am. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. Where do we go?
Where do you want to start? Do you want to talk in metaphors? Do you want to talk in blind items?
Oh, you know what though? I did. There's so many things that are happening in the world that are making me very sad.
Oh, yes. That is,
and I think that it's important. Yes, 100%. Right. Of course. And I think sometimes we okay, here's what I want to say. I think occasionally we forget the collective grief of the world and watching fucking genocide, babies being starved in real time, war in multiple regions in the world, all of which I'm sure our government is funding, people who are in charge of our Social Security on ketamine and then quitting. I mean, everything falling apart in all the ways, people being murdered still in cold blood for living as they are.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I don't even know what you can try to disconnect and we are all connected. We are the fucking trees with the roots that all connect. And so do not underestimate the power right now of the collective world's grief and whatever is happening in your own life. Because whatever is happening in your own life is whatever's happening in your own life. I don't fucking know. But I do know that the overwhelmingness of this moment in time is pretty fucking big. It's pretty fucking big. It's pretty fucking big for my lifetime, at least.
Yeah.
And so, I think sometimes we forget and we focus solely on whatever our own personal experience is, because we think obviously we're aware of all of the things that are happening in the world and in our country, but that's not really, this is really but I think that it would be much easier to handle your own personal dramas, situations, defeats, work things, heartbreaks, if the collective weren't in so much pain.
Right.
And it's hard because as a person who is constantly trying to look how to alleviate all pain, I feel like this moment is very tricky.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to do either of them. And self-regulation is very important. Do I sound like I'm fucking on mushrooms? I'm not. I didn't take any mushrooms today. But self-regulation is so important. Feeling grounded and in your body and able to regulate yourself is very important. But there's this thing that's kind of happening with a lot of people that I know where it's no one is regulated at any moment, anytime.
Right. Right.
And it's because we're sort of caught in this cycle of this major collective grief that's happening and reckoning that's happening and a feeling of helplessness of not being able to do much about anything, really.
Right.
And then on top of it, then when in your personal life, if you are faced with situations where you're not able to do anything about it, well, then where the fuck does all that stuff go?
Right.
And like, how are you able to move through this? You know?
Right.
Anyway, it's a lot. I have a good therapist. I'm happy that I have a good therapist.
It is a lot. I'm happy you have a good therapist too. Yeah,
Shout
it's
out
a lot.
Elizabeth.
It's a lot. And I think also, well, this is kind of related to something Matt was telling me about. He was reading this article about various medications that we take for various conditions, including like ADHD medications he was interested in because for obvious reasons. And he was reading about how much women's hormones affect different medications.
Oh my God. And histamines now.
And histamines.
They know about the
yes,
histamines now.
And
Gotta be
how
fucking kidding me.
it sometimes can render like certain medications almost completely ineffective. He was saying for like, he was reading for like 2 or 3 weeks out of the month, you know? And so you think you're doing like the right thing and then, you know, and then you're just like, oh, this isn't working. And I think like so many times we blame ourselves like, oh, I'm the one that's not right. And the truth is it's just like, it's so many puzzle pieces that we're confronted with. And like, I'm always thinking of you saying like, conditions must be perfect. And it's like, you know, sometimes I'm just like, I just want to feel like okay today, you know? Like I just want to feel
yes.
okay. Like, and not feel like everything is flying apart, you know?
Right. But that's like, I don't know, even in the best case scenario, like at this moment in time, like I don't know if that feeling is gettable.
Right. Right.
You know?
I really wish, and maybe this is something like that I can do some research into, but I remember like reading and finding it amusing that like people were afraid of movies when the first time they saw a movie on a movie screen, you know? I just want to wrap my head around the way humans have reacted to technology, which to me right now is like one of the scariest things going on because I just think like all of this advancement in AI technology is just going to be used to fool us all, to make us like more confused about what's happening in the world. You see it now. People are so brutal to each other and condescending to each other online about how could you believe that thing that you saw? You know, that video is obviously false. And you're just like, it's scary because we're being told that there is like convincing misinformation, disinformation on the horizon. I already think we've been living with convincing misinformation and disinformation. But like where that becomes dangerous is when you're told you can't believe your eyes about things that are true versus things that are just invented propaganda, you know, and like trying to manipulate everything, not just the way that we feel about things, but the way that we participate in things, the way that we participate in our own democracy, and also just like how we live. Like that is very scary to me because it plays into everything else scary that's going on. You know what I mean? Like everything that we're living through right now, to some degree, is being controlled by powerful people who have made a decision that we have to live through this. So whether it's that, like, there's war or there's inaccessibility to medicines or medical treatment that people need, or if it's that, you know, there's 1 or 2 new pandemics looming and we're not going to do any research into it and we're not going to educate people on how to protect themselves against it. If it's that, like, you know, traveling is becoming more dangerous because of unrest in the areas where people want to travel to and because of dysregulation of safety for, just all of these things. These are all decisions that people have made for us that we just feel like we have to live with. And I just feel like technology it's not helping. Like you would think it would be helpful, but it's not helping. Like, it doesn't make sense that it's not helping. Like, why is it being invented if we're not applying it to help people? Like, what is, and then I start to go down the rabbit hole of like, well, if it's not being applied to help us, if it's not being applied to make people healthier and wealthier, then what is it?
It's definitely making some people wealthier, Caissie.
It's definitely making some people.
And so it was actually invented for that purpose.
Right. Yeah.
I saw Jen yesterday and she was like, honey, your ears and your shoulders are now married. And we're going to need you to work on that because that's not, I don't think, what you're looking for in your life. And I was like, nope. It's really fucking not.
But there has been, there has been good news. I don't want to sound like, I'm trying to celebrate wins and like I have definitely heard good news of things, people that were sick are doing better and, just like little personal things like that. I don't want to seem like all doom and gloom. Like there's definitely moments of hopefulness that I'm so grateful for because like talk about prayers being answered or however you want to think of it, like that, some things that I have definitely prayed about have turned out for the better. So I don't want to seem like...
Well, whatever, dude. We got to hold all the things. That's the whole deal, right? Like this is literally what it is to be a person. I mean, I was trying for 1 minute where I was like, everything is fucking amazing. Like, I'm like, I believe the manifestation people that pop up on my TikTok. And I'm just like, yes, everything is working out, queen. Like, and then, and then some fucking shit happens. And I'm just like, Anyway.
Manifestation it's interesting. Manifestation is like what they say about religion in a way, which is like, I forget who said this. So if if you're listening, or even it might have just been someone on the internet, but it might have been like a notable person. Everyone is notable, and this person is notable.
Or Perez Hilton.
But someone said like, what a genius product religion is because they sell you something invisible. And if it doesn't work, they blame you, the user. Like if it's not working for you, they're like, you're not doing it good enough, And so manifestation is not religion, but it's very popular right now. And I do love to listen to old clips of Neville Goddard, who's like the king of manifestation. I do love to listen to old clips of him because he has such a like soothing, old-timey voice, like movie star voice. But it is kind of the same thing where like, I guess manifestation is basically that you're supposed to like act as if everything good has already happened or that it's a done deal.
I mean, it's literally the plot of I Feel Pretty. I'm not even kidding.
Exactly.
It legit is the plot of I Feel Pretty.
Exactly.
But like,
and you're supposed to believe it.
But it's not wrong.
Right.
Like I am a real manifester. You know what I mean? And I always have been before it was like popular on TikTok.
Right.
And, we used to joke about me writing shit down and then having it come true. Mm-hmm. Which is like, I still do that shit,
Yeah.
And also, sometimes I guess you have to and the trick of manifestation and the rules of manifestation. I understand what you're saying, like about the religion, that quote about religion.
That like, because if it doesn't happen.
If it doesn't align with what's best for you.
Right. And you can blame yourself that you didn't believe it hard enough.
No. I think with manifestation a little bit, the trick is that if it doesn't happen, that means it's not aligned with what is the highest, best thing for you.
Right.
So like you always win, basically. But then when you get into like things where you're like, okay, my best friend dying is not aligned with the fucking highest, best thing for anyone ever.
And I hope
So-
nobody had the gall to say to you when that happened, when Kate died, everything
No.
happens for a reason.
I
Because
don't-
you're like,
no,
what
no,
would the
I don't
reason
think-
have been?
No, actually don't think anyone was that fucking stupid because I would have punched them straight
Thank
in
goodness.
the teeth.
Thank goodness.
And knocked them the fuck out.
Yes.
They would have, that wouldn't have worked for anyone. No. I don't think anyone says that about death at this point. I feel like
I hope
don't.
not. I feel like I remember once my friend's child was really, really scarily sick in a life-altering way. And I do remember, and it wasn't so long ago because she's still a kid, I do remember people saying, well, everything happens for a reason. And I did say to people, what would the reason be?
No.
What would the
there's
reason be for this?
No. Absolutely. Absolutely not. On that note, I did get really good news specifically about a kid that I love that has been battling cancer.
Yeah.
And we're really happy about that.
Yes.
Like, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful and so happy.
Yeah.
So, like, yes. No, of course. There are, oh, God. There are so many good things happening.
Well, that's why it's so complicated. It's like whiplash, you know? You're just like, we just started this out saying we're trying to celebrate the wins, but then you have to commemorate the losses, and there are so many losses, and we just go back and forth. And like, I'm in a place where I'm like, I would really love some mediums, you know? And not
well, that's, I swear to God though, but that's just the thing, right? Like, boring is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, boring and nice, right?
Yeah.
But like, I've never lived, and no part of my life has ever been boring and nice. I'm not kidding. It just hasn't.
No, you're all high highs and low lows.
I'm high highs and low lows, and it's always been that way. And like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I have to just like, I have to embrace that. This last year's been real weird. I'm not gonna lie. The last few years has been really weird for me. And I don't know. I feel like I've been doing a lot of work and a lot of self-work and reflection and like trying to move through a lot of things and figuring out career stuff and doing my own things and like, I don't know. I'm like, can I just be very real?
Be very
Like,
real.
I was talking with this woman that I know, and she was like, you know, I have a son, and I don't love that everybody's like, the men aren't doing great, and they aren't da-da-da-da-da, and like, and I was like, I feel that. And also, I'm hearing from so many women, so many crazy stories about men and the way that they've been treated by men. And then I wonder, have the men changed or have we changed?
Oh, I think we have.
Right. And I think that that's the like disconnect that people aren't necessarily catching on to. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that like most women that I know are no longer okay with how they used to subjugate their own needs for a man's.
Right.
And they're just not like taking it anymore.
Right.
And like, it's not acceptable in any relationships that they have with men.
Right.
And like, that's the piece where it's becomes like, No, the men aren't all broken now. We just all got fixed.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Or we're like whether or not we're fixed or what, like if it's in progress.
Aware?
We've just changed. We've just changed as people. And it's like, I've talked pretty openly about like problems that Matt and I have had in our relationship on the podcast. And like even during the hardest times, this is really like the way that my brain worked, was that knowing this guy who's like one of the good ones, you know what I mean? Like when you look at all the guys in the world and you're like, this guy is like one of the better guys. And he came from one of the better moms who like really knew what she was doing, raising a guy to be not the worst in the world. And both of his parents, great, but especially his mom did important feminist work in raising Matt. All that being said, he was a white American man.
He was a white American man.
Not a real sportsy guy. He was a music and theater guy, all the things that you think would like contribute to making someone sensitive. And yet he still was a product of being like a white American man. And he still had a hard time coming to terms with some of the ways that I was and some of the ways that I changed, where I was like, oh, what I'm not doing is not having that anymore. Like, I'm not going to put up with that anymore. And like, he was as shocked by it as me, you know what I mean? Like figuring out that like, oh, this is an issue that we still have that we need to work on. I think he was as shocked by it as anyone, because I think we just thought like, we're all good. But then as I started to like open my eyes a little bit, I was like, oh shit, we're not all good. There's a couple things that I'm not willing to live with. And like, we got to work on it, And so that's hard. So even now, I hope that young men that we're raising are better than like even the generation before. But I think we're still going to see that they are still a product of like their entire world, and like their parents and their family can't be their whole world and can't shape their whole worldview.
Well,
and
right.
so sometimes like something's going to show up, and we're just talking about men right now. This is not to say that like it's never going to happen with any kid or whatever, but like something at some point might show up. But unfortunately, I don't know what the remedy is to that. I don't know what the remedy is to like getting us to a place where we're like all harmonious together and like respectful of one another, like men being respectful to women, women being respectful to men, everyone being respectful to our elders, everyone not gaslighting our babies, it's just...
Don't gaslight the babies.
Don't gaslight the babies.
They can't handle it.
I was a hugely gaslighted baby, I'm afraid. My mom used to tell this story about how she one time said, oh, what's the matter with the baby? And I started crying. And then she thought it was so funny and she kept doing it over and over. And then my aunt was like, that's really mean. Stop making her cry for no reason.
That's not nice.
It's not nice. And then my mom was like, oh, yeah, I guess that is mean to make her cry for no reason. Listen, it was 1973.
Sure, fair.
She didn't know any better. Then when someone told her to stop, she stopped. But like, I do wonder if I could have been an actress who could cry on demand, if I ever could have done that. I don't know. Because I was clearly very easy to make me cry from birth.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how an actress even does that, so.
I don't either. You're asking the wrong person. God, I love this dose.
Me too.
I love it so much.
Me too. I just want to take care of my little liver. I feel
My
like
liver is important. Did you know that the liver is the second largest organ in your body?
Yeah, and it doesn't get a lot of respect.
Does not get any respect. It gets no respect. But it's responsible for over 500 functions. And 30% of Americans have a sluggish liver, which is a problem that often goes undetected until the very last minute. Well, Dose is on a mission to educate us all on why it's important to maintain your liver health. They have created an incredible product to help you do just that. I love it. Dose for your liver was formulated to cleanse your liver of unwanted elements, aid digestion, maintain your body's filter. Why does it matter? Because as I said, your liver is the second largest organ in your body. It's responsible for over 500 functions. It's your body's filter, and the liver produces and regulates cholesterol, stores vitamins and minerals, impacts digestive and metabolic health, among many other things. So Dose is a science-backed formula. It promotes liver function. It aids digestion. It eases bloating and even boosts energy levels. Guys, one dose for your liver shot is equivalent to 17 shots of turmeric juice. Come on.
Amazing.
It's gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, vegan, but best of all, it tastes delicious.
It tastes
It
amazing.
really tastes so good.
It does.
I love it so much. I really want you to try it. I have multiple friends who were already getting Dose before they even knew they were advertising on our podcast, and now they're getting this. So save 30% on your first month of subscription by going to dosedaily.co/best or entering best at checkout. That's dosedaily.co/best for 30% off your first month subscription. Honey, are you sleeping? Are you
Yes.
sleeping now that you're home?
Yes, thank goodness.
God, why are you sleeping so well now?
Because I'm back on my Helix mattress, which I couldn't bring with me to New York.
Helix is such an upgrade from your old mattress. Here's the deal, guys. It's time for you to get a new mattress. I don't know your life, but I know that it is. I just know that it is. I know you, and I know that it's time for you to get a new mattress. I just do. I do. I know this, okay? You have sleep issues. You have night sweats. You've got back pain. You've got motion transfer. You've got whatever. And guess what? Helix is like, come here, sit next to me. Take this quiz. Now you've taken this quiz. It's so easy. We're going to pair you with the exact right mattress meant for you. You're a big, tall sleeper. You're a soft sleeper. You're a side sleeper. You're a back sleeper. You're a hot sleeper. You're a cold sleeper. Guys, Helix will nail it for you, okay? And improve your everyday life. And then they send you the mattress and you can try it out risk-free. And honestly, your life will change with better sleep, okay? So here's the deal. 20% off site-wide when you go to helixsleep.com/best. 20% off site-wide, helixsleep.com/best. Make sure you enter our show name after the checkout so that we get credit. We need them to know that we sent you. helixsleep.com/best, and you're going to get 20% off site-wide, guys. Go do it. Get it.
We love you,
Go.
Helix.
Oh my God, we love you so much, Helix. You know what it is?
What
I
is
just
it?
want to have fun.
Yeah.
I would like for us all to just be able to have a nice time with people we
Yeah.
love and share it with people we love.
Yeah.
And have it just be easy and fun and like do nice things for people that we love and like have that be fun and easy and nice. And like not be so fucking like all of this is just everything's people just make things so complicated.
They do.
I'm
When's the
kinda
last
just
time you
like-
had fun?
I had fun last night.
Did you?
It was at Quinto's birthday.
Nice.
And so, and I was, okay, full disclosure, I was supposed to go to the screening of I Don't Understand You, Andrew
Oh, okay.
Rannells, and
Nick Kroll.
Nick Kroll's. Did you see my face? I couldn't even remember his name.
We love you, Nick Kroll.
We love you, Nick, but Jesus Christ, your name just went out of my head. I was supposed to go to the screening of that. Jen and I were going to go.
Yeah.
But ZQ, Zach Quinto, was like, it's my birthday on Sunday. He was like, my birthday's tomorrow. Are you free for dinner? And I was like, I'm supposed to go to the screening, but can I be honest with you? Celebrating a friend of mine who's like really been there for me in life and I really love hanging out with. Yeah. Like I don't need to go to a movie screening. Like
You'll see that movie.
I'll see that. I'll for sure see the movie. And also it wasn't like Randall's had personally, like Randall's was there, but it wasn't like Randall's had like reached out and was like, babe, will you come to this screening?
Right.
Like I had been invited by the PR.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I was like, if Randall's had asked me personal, like not that, by the way, I love you, Andrew. Not that he needed to. I'm just saying that wasn't what happened.
Exactly. He wasn't asking you to be his +1 and hold his hand on the red carpet.
That's right. Yes, we weren't. You
might have seen him, but maybe not.
Right. And so I was like, yes, let's pivot. And so Jen and I went to dinner with Zach and his friend Paul, who I just met last night. Paul McGill, who's like a choreographer, and I'm just like obsessed. I don't know. We just like kind of became obsessed with each other last night. We just had like the best night. And then we just had so much fun. And we were just like talking and like really, Paul and I had like a lot in common to talk about. But also just like, but not just, that was like fun. That was its own fun. But like just having this like small dinner with 4 people for Zach's birthday was just really nice and like felt really connected. And like we all talked about things and we talked about like, we asked Zach like what he's learned this past year. And like, I don't know. It's just like, it was just like a really nice, fun dinner. It was just really nice. And like Zach and Paul are both sobs, so they don't partake.
Yeah.
Jen and I had a couple glasses of wine.
Nice.
And it was fun. And we had a fun time. And then we met up with Ben and his boyfriend, Trey. And like, then Zach and Paul like went on their way to go watch a sad documentary that I'd already seen. And we made plans to see each other again before I go to Sweden and Zach goes back to film his TV show. And yeah, and like I hung out with, and Jen went back to be with her wife and stepchild. And like I hung out with the boys for a little bit longer. And then I like went home and got very concerned about my jeans. And then we went to bed.
Not your Gina's pants jeans, Gina the dog.
No, Gina the dog. Gina's having some issues.
She's constipated.
She's all backed up or something. We don't know what's going on.
She doesn't mind me saying putting her business on blast.
She's okay. I'm worried. We were at the vet for like over an hour today, and then we're going back for an ultrasound on Thursday, and I have some stuff. And like, don't get me started. I'll just start to cry. I know, but I think she's okay. She's sleeping right now. She looks okay.
Yeah.
She just like, I don't know, something weird's going on. We just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
And honestly, it could just be that like the weather changed, it's hot and she hasn't had enough water and so she's all backed up and she's just like constipated, or it could be something more. And if it's something more, we'll deal with that when it happens. But for right now, I'm just going to, she might just be constipated and because she hasn't had enough water or something.
Yeah. I'm going to say as a mom to a frequently constipated dog, I'm going to say I'm sending good vibes her way and that everything gets moving and then she'll feel like her old self.
They did do the x-ray and the vet didn't see anything except for like a whole lot of shit.
Which makes them feel miserable because they're small.
Yeah,
we feel miserable too. But I was telling Busy all the things.
They did send it to the they sent it to the
lab.
Whatever, radiologist to look at.
Yeah.
More specifically. And then she had blood taken. And then they do want to do an ultrasound on Thursday to just make sure. But like, but she's just been like a little, I don't know guys, if anyone else does this, but I legitimately hired a babysitter last night for Gina because I was concerned.
Aww.
So, and I was like going out all night, and like, so I don't have Cricket this week. She's with her dad. And I hired a babysitter. I paid a babysitter well, actually, this is a good reminder for me that I do need to Venmo. But I did. But I did. But I had a babysitter hang out in my home all night with Gina just to make sure she was okay because I was worried.
Of course. Yeah, I think I get that. I get that. My bachelorette party, my cat was sick and I didn't have a good time at all. And
oh my God, wait.
Leave my bachelorette party. No, it's okay. What?
The cat was what?
When I was getting married to Matt, our cat was sick and it was the night of my bachelorette party and it was like it's such a waste, that bachelorette party, because I just wanted to go home and make sure my cat was okay.
Okay, speaking of bachelorette parties, not at all. On Nick's night, when was the Knicks? When did they lose?
Oh, I don't know. I thought they lost way earlier than they really did. I'm embarrassed.
No, whenever that was. I think it was, what day is today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Monday. Saturday night. Saturday night, my some girlfriends of mine that I met through Liv, were like, we're going to watch the Knicks game at this weird dive bar. Like, come. And I'm like, really, guys? Like, do we want to go to this? Okay. But I thought, why not? It'll be fun. Sure. So I go to watch the Knicks game. I see fucking Heather McMahon.
Oh, nice.
And her husband, Jeff. And they had just played the Beacon Theater the night before.
Right.
Which I missed because I was in Boston for the ACLU and the NPR thing where I talked about abortion. Ta-da. But it was so great to see Heather because it's been years. I haven't seen Heather in person in years.
Yeah.
And I love her. And then Raymond showed up.
Aww.
Because I guess he had been with them earlier in the day and then he needed a nap. And so he just went home and took a nap. And
Good for
came
him.
back during the next game. And then the Knicks did not win. And it was like, this place was like a dive bar, but it was sort of hilarious. It was like kind of cracking me up. And then, I'm not even telling the story right. Earlier that day, in the beginning of that day, Cricket and I went to Brooklyn to see Michelle and her 4,000 children. and we had like a great time. But while I was there, I was like, just literally like, when I was in Michelle's neighborhood, I was like, Dan Bird used to live in this neighborhood. I need to text this guy. Dan Bird, for those of you who aren't quite aware, plays Courtney Cox's son on Cougartown, who then becomes my like boyfriend. And then I think we were married, but we definitely have a baby together. I don't know if we ever got married on the show, but like,
Ross would know.
Obviously. I met Dan Bird when I was 29 years old. Birdie was almost 7 months old when Dan and I met, okay? And Dan was the one, he's like, I think he's like, we could look it up, but I think he's like 9 years younger than me,
okay.
Dan. So if I was like 29, he was like 20.
Okay.
I think that's right. And but he was such a funny kid. He has this really deep voice. If you're like a fan of Cougartown, he has this really deep voice. He was like this kid on the show. Hold on, let me look it up. I'm looking it up now. Dan Bird. Age. Okay. Oh, he's 39.
Oh, so he's not, yeah.
So he's not 9 years younger than me.
Like 6?
Right. No, wait. 39. Wait. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. He's 6 years younger.
6 years.
Okay. So he's 6 years younger than me, not 9. Okay.
She counted on her hand, you guys. Just
you guys are
not
legit.
to brag. I did it in my head, but she counted on her hand.
6 years.
To confirm.
I could have done that math if I'd really thought about it. But can I tell you something? I've been very stressed today about this Gina situation.
100%.
And I was just sitting outside waiting while they like were x-raying her, and I was just like crying. Anyway.
You saw Dan Bird.
Okay.
Your TV boyfriend.
So Dan, wait, just hold on. Just hold on. You're skipping the story. I thought about him earlier in the day. And I was like, I wonder where he is. Because a week earlier, I had seen Josh Hopkins. How did I know Josh Hopkins was in New York? Because I did go on Raya. And and we are friends on Raya. And I saw that like he was in town. And I was like, Josh, are you in town? Fucking hit me up, dude. And he was like, oh my gosh, I'm at this place. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's right by my house. And I went to the place that he was at, and we like hugged and talked and whatever.
Yeah.
And hung out a little bit. Anyway, so that was a week ago. So then I'm thinking about Dan Bird because I don't know, he was just in my head. And then when we were doing, okay, so he was like 24 or whatever when we started Cougartown, and I was like 29. Mm-hmm. And I turned 30. He came to my 30th birthday. And Birdie was 7 months old when we did the pilot, and then she turned a year when we started shooting the show. And he used to say, she's just the most beautiful baby I've ever seen. She looks like a baby Rosie Huntington Whitley. Okay? He used to call her baby Rosie Huntington Whitley, which was like, just like a funny thing on our set that we like all lolled about. Like
right.
That Birdie, but you know, when I was pregnant with Birdie, because her arms and legs always measured like 2 to 3 weeks older than her torso and head, I called her the supermodel fetus because I was like, well, she's all arms and legs. She's a supermodel fetus. Anyway, so baby Rosie Huntington Whitley. So I think about Dan Bird that morning. Then that afternoon, Mark texts me a picture of Birdie because her best friend, Mark's writing partner's daughter, Phoebe, graduated from high school in Los Angeles. Birdie had a long weekend. She's not quite done with school yet, if you can fucking believe it. Birdie had a long weekend. Mark flew Birdie to LA, and he met her there to surprise Phoebe at her high school graduation and her party. Okay, so Mark sends me this picture from the high school graduation party. And when I tell you, first of all, she looks exactly like Rosie Huntington Whitley. And secondly, she looks straight up like a grown-up. Like not like it's done. Like it actually, like I got, oh God, I'm gonna cry. Like I got so overwhelmed by this picture that he sent me, which is also sort of a creepy like stalker from across a party picture that he took of our daughter. And I was like, dude, like, come on.
That's what he does.
What are you doing? I know.
He's always being cinematic.
He is very cinematic. He got the shot. But she looks just radiant, happy, and like an adult. Like not, she's no longer, like there's no, I know there is, but it feels when I like look at it, like there's no shred of child left.
Right. Yeah.
Like I know you know this because you have adult children.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen that before. And like, it was like shocking.
Yeah.
And I got very obviously emotional. But then also I was like, she really does look like Rosie Huntington Whitley. This is crazy. And I was like, I kind of, in my head, I was like, I want to send Dan Bird this picture. But whatever, I didn't because there were 4 million children at Michelle's house. And I was just in this, okay. So cut to later, I'm at this weird dive bar. I see Heather and her husband. I see Raymond. The Knicks lose. I'm about to leave. And fucking Dan Bird walks in. He doesn't live in New York anymore.
Manifestation works.
Honey, this is what I'm saying. Anyway.
You saw
Dan Bird.
You manifested your friend.
I was so excited.
Aww.
And he was on a bachelor party, but he was like, but we can't really call it that because we're too old. And it's also his second marriage. And I was like, Dan, it's fine. You can still call it. He's like, it's just a guy's night. And I was like, okay, fine. It's a guy's night.
Oh my God. Well, there you go. It does. Sometimes I do believe you put out that energy in you, you know. You just know you're going to see someone.
No, shit's been witchy for sure. Shit
Yeah.
has been witchy.
Yeah. Maybe it's all the, maybe all the timelines, what we were talking about, like manifestation and everything. Maybe it's like timeline convergence.
Jesus Christ, I hope not. I actually can't handle that, Caissie. My heart can't do it. Like, I can't do it.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know what the solution is. If this is beyond me. This is beyond my human.
It's a clean lift. We just have to clean lift it out. We got to clean lift it out. We just got to get rid of it all. We have to throw it all away, I think. I think we got to throw it all away.
Oh, my goodness. But I'm glad you saw your friend. That's nice.
Dan Bird?
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how are your kids? And he's like, I have one. And I was like, how is the kid? He's like, she's good. I was like, have another one. He's like, well, okay, we'll see.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, I just love him. I love him. And then like people really were very excited about the pictures I posted of Dan Bird and Josh Hopkins and my reunions with Josh. Although my reunion with Josh was hilarious because he spent a lot of it telling me how much hotter I am now than I was. Like it was like Josh was really like, you're so beautiful now. And I was like, Josh, okay. And Josh and Mark are the exact same age. So Josh is 8 years older than me. Mark got so mad at me yesterday.
Why?
Because I was saying something about him being 9 years older than me. He's like, busy. I have 100% of the 20 years we've known each other been 8 years older than you. And you have said for almost the entire 20 years that I am 9 years older than you. And I am not. I am 8 years older than you. And I was like, are you? He's like, 71 to 79. I am 8 years older than you. And I was like, yeah, I guess you are.
I mean,
is that right? Because, okay, wait.
When in 71? Summer.
July 1st.
July.
And I'm June 25th of 79.
Okay. So it's a nearly clean 8 years.
It's 8 years.
Yeah, a little less than 8 years.
Right, but in my head, it's 9 years, sometimes 8. And by the way, this has been going on, he's not wrong. For 20 years, I have thought that he has been 9 years older than me.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the one sort of not fight, but like this thing that Abby, his writing partner / they had been engaged at one point.
Right.
Ex-fiance. Abby, which by the way, Birdie didn't know apparently until like a few months ago.
Oh,
which
no.
I was like, what? What are you talking about?
That's wild.
How did you not know that? And she's like, you guys never told me. And I was like, Birdie, certainly someone I've told you everything. You know everything about me. She's like, I know everything about you. And I was like,
wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And apparently Phoebe and one of her friends made a comment about how Mark and Abby used to date and were like engaged. And Birdie was like, I'm sorry, what? What are you talking about? What are you
Was she freaked out?
I think no. Because I think at this point she was just like, what? Like, I think she was just more like, the fuck are you guys talking about?
Oh my God.
And I think she and Mark, I haven't actually even talked to Mark about it. Because she and I just had this conversation over the weekend.
Oh my God. So she's not like Googling you guys, which is, good for her. But surely she would have. I'm so nosy. If my parents were Googleable, I would Google shit about them.
That information's not really out there.
Oh, is it not?
No,
I would have thought
not
that they would
really.
have said it at some point in an interview.
No, it's just not really there.
All right. Okay.
Anyway, Abby and I, before Mark and I were even married.
Yeah.
We were at this oh my God, we were at a bachelorette party. That's the fucking theme of this episode.
The theme of the day.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We were at this bachelorette fucking weekend and somebody said something and I said I said something about Mark's age, and Abby was like, "That's not how old he is." And I was like, oof. Like she corrected me. I was like, I'm the new girlfriend. She's like the ex / writing partner.
Yeah.
Girlfriend, whatever. Work wife. And she corrected me on his age. She just like corrected me on his age. And I remember being so annoyed. But she was right. And also, I guess for whatever reason, I have always made him a year older than he is. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to that man.
Mark, we're sorry about how old you are not and thinking that. I work wifed too hard one time. I shared an office with this guy at the Rosie O'Donnell show, and we were friendly with him and his. But one time I think we were like getting lunch somewhere or whatever, and he stepped away and she was ordering. And I said, Alan doesn't like pickles.
Stop it.
And she was like, what? And I was just like, I mean, I'm with him every day at lunchtime, which we're having. And so it was true and I was correct. But this is, you know what? If a wife is trying to feed her husband pickles and you happen to know he doesn't like pickles, just let the pickles
Shut
happen.
the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up is what I'm going to say to you. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. One time also, I started working with this woman that had worked with my husband previously. And she would always she had this weird compulsion to like tell me things about him that she knew based on having worked with him. And it was always so weird. Like what she would be like, Matt really loves tacos, you know? And I'd be like, yeah, I know. Yeah, and it was so weird. And I was like, and so I just wanted to have like a conversation with her where I was like, I acknowledge that you know my boyfriend and my future husband. And I clearly like you have fond feelings for him or I don't like, but I want to get through this yelling about tacos or whatever it is. Like it was just a weird dynamic. I don't know that we ever worked it out sufficiently. I think the work relationship just ended before we ever settled on, or she ran out of fun facts about Matt.
It is weird. Intimacy is weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely is.
I'm just saying intimacy is weird.
Yes.
And like, what is what? You know? Like, what is it? What is it? We don't know.
We don't know. But you know what? It sounds like I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because I know that you were talking about like how difficult everything is. And in a way, like what is a podcast if not a journal? And people are always telling us to fucking journal about things. And I'm like, can I tell you something? I just admitted this to my friend the other day. She was asking like if I thought journaling would help me. And I was like, I've made up every journal I've ever been required to journal. Like when they make you do it for like a job or for classes, I'm like, I've crashed and written it all in the last night every time and just, you know, bullshitted my way through every journal. I'm not a journaler, but I am in a way because like this podcast is a journal. And I feel like you were talking about how difficult things are and how difficult it is to balance. But then I asked, like, when's the last time you had a good time? And you've had a bunch of good times. And I'm happy about that because you have to. You know what I mean? Like, I know that a lot of people would like to say, like, we have to focus on all that's hard in the world and we have to, like, devote ourselves to fixing and curing the wrongs. Nobody devotes themselves to that more than you do. And I know that takes a lot out of you. And
guess what I did not want to do?
Go to Boston?
No, I did not. I didn't. I didn't.
Right.
I really didn't.
Right. But you
know what I did? I did. And you know what else I did?
What?
I had like total Indian, past lives. Guys,
Okay.
anyone? Celine song, Past Lives, the movie. Do you watch Past Lives, the movie?
No.
Okay, Indian is like when you have, it's past life shit. Anyway, I ended up talking to this guy at the airport.
Uh-huh.
I never talked to anyone at the airport.
Okay.
I don't know. I think we had Indian. We've talked about Indian before on this podcast.
I don't know, girl. I don't even remember it from this life. Never mind another one.
It's Korean, Indian.
Okay.
It's a Korean concept meaning providence or fate, specifically referring to relationships between people. It suggests that people are connected through past lives and karmic connections. The belief is that these connections can be small, like two strangers brushing shoulders, or significant, like marriage, depending on the strength of the Indian. Like everyone you pass on this, okay, so like in the movie Past Lives, they talk about this a lot, like this concept of Indian.
Okay.
And it's like complex and enduring relationships that you have. Like you and I have Indian. Like whatever our past life shit is, we're like working it out together in this current life because of our Indian.
Right.
And anyway, sometimes when you have like, I mean, according to like the movie Past Lives, everyone that you like literally like brush on the street or have any interaction with, you have some level of Indian with.
Oh, okay. It's like It Follows, but not scary. You know that movie.
It's fucking ridiculous.
So everyone you come in contact with, you're connected with.
Yeah, it's like it can be romantic relationships, but it doesn't have to be romantic relationships.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's friendships. It's like family ties. It's like people who work next to you or across from you or like whatever, like a guy who helps you at the subway, on the subway, whatever. I'm just saying like there's like many different versions of Indian. Okay. So this guy at the airport, I ended up like chatting with, and I feel like we like really had Indian. I was like, you're like my best friend. Like I just feel like I've known you for a million lifetimes. But it was really nice. Anyway, so I was glad that I went to Boston so that I could like meet this weird guy. But it's not romantic. I'm just saying it was like Indian.
Right. That makes sense. And then I think you have probably passed by that guy before, or maybe, you know what I mean? Like, I think that.
No, I don't think so.
But
in the past life, I think.
Yeah, I think life tries to like bring people together. And sometimes there's like, well, for example, when I was in the 10th grade, I don't know why, but my mom bought me tickets to a Bryan Adams concert. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to close my eyes. No, that's Aerosmith.
That's Aerosmith.
Bryan Adams is the
Summer of '69.
No, I know, but what's the song from Robin Hood?
Oh God, I don't know.
Fuck.
But yeah,
what is the song?
It's very romantic, Bryan Adams song.
It is.
Anyway, but I kind of was like, not a huge Bryan. I mean, I like Bryan Adams as a person.
I guess.
And, you know, I knew about Bryan Adams, but I probably wouldn't have ever gotten tickets to see Bryan Adams. Mm-hmm. But I went.
Everything I do it for you.
There you go.
So good.
But anyway, do you know who was at that Bryan Adams concert when I was in the 10th grade?
Matt
Debenham. Also wasn't a huge Bryan Adams fan, just got tickets, like through some like random friend. Also, I had a dance recital when I was in the 12th grade at the local college, and Matt was in the audience of that. So like a year before we met. So we had like been at the same place 2 times before. Because I just feel like the universe was like, meet, you know?
There's some theory about that, you know?
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. What's the theory? Is it also?
I don't know.
There's like probably a movie about that, too.
It's like the meet twice theory or something.
Oh, my God.
Mark and I met twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just saying, there's some theory about that.
Okay.
I don't know. I gotta delete all the apps off the phones.
Yeah.
You and I were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
I don't want to get an Apple Watch. It's so lame. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. But
I was saying to Busy earlier, we were saying that I think I can like sum it up pretty quickly that we're getting stupider and more distracted.
So dumb.
everything that we're looking at on our phones and that there's got to be a way. And I was saying that for me, having an Apple Watch is a good way to alleviate my anxiety about being reachable in case of an emergency or in case I need to reach someone. If I absolutely had to, I could contact someone through my Apple Watch, but I would have to really fucking want to contact you because it is such a hullabaloo to do anything on your teeny tiny Apple Watch. And then I'm not going to be sending memes. I'm not going to be texting memes or reading group chat texts on my Apple Watch because it's too much. So I can listen to a podcast. I can listen to my music. I can call 911 if I'm having a medical emergency. But
Here's what I know we've talked about this before, but guys, why isn't 911 everywhere in the world? I'm upset about it.
Yeah, I get it. Why is it 911 here? You know what I mean? Like, it should just
whatever it is, wherever it is, or whatever it is around the world, it should just be fucking whatever that number is. I guess annoyed by it.
They want you to really mean it, and so
No. I'm not opposed to 3 numbers, but let's make it universal. Every country in the world, it's 911 or whatever. I don't care. We don't have I'm not America centric. We don't have to set it.
Right.
I'm just saying it should be the same worldwide because you should be in a foreign country in peril and you should be able to dial 3 numbers. And anyway, guys, I gotta go. It's still the middle of the day for you. It's almost dinner time here. I mean, it's 6:30. I gotta take the dog for a walk and see if she can poop. I might smoke the rest of this joint that I have.
Well, you heard it. This is what she's doing her best at.
I know. My friend Augie got back in town. Jeffrey's husband, Augie, got back in town. And he's like, I'm going to a super gay karaoke night. And I was like, that's all I ever want is that. So if that can be a thing that I'm a part of, that would be ideal. Great.
Love it.
And I just want Jeannie to be okay. I mean, I got to take a picture of her right now for you. She looks like a cartoon character. I just am, I'm grateful for all my friends here. I've made such fucking good friends, here.
Yeah.
And it took me I've been really, I know that a lot of our conversations over the last few years here have been about me feeling like I'm missing my friends, I'm missing my home or whatever.
Yeah.
Mark was like, you've really done it busy. You have so many people that are there for you and show up for you. And and he's right. I really have. I don't know what boundaries are.
Yeah.
And then now I've tried to institute boundaries.
Right.
So that feels fucking weird.
Yeah. With love, I think that I don't want you to get mad at me, but I think that you feel the way that you feel and you're trying to communicate. You know what I mean? Through songs about being sad or
please.
All that.
Let's not be crazy. Right. It's been obviously, I know this.
Yes.
I've only been non-verbally communicating through the internet. And ultimately, please. My therapist and I have discussed, right?
Yeah.
It's all about turning inward and finding the love within yourself for yourself.
But it's hard.
It's fucking hard, but also perhaps the expression online is also a way that I've found love for myself.
Yes.
So while I can this is way too fucking psych 102, you know what I mean? Or 201.
Yeah.
Is this psych one? We're past psych 101. We're now in psych 201. Maybe 203. You know what I mean? We're sophomore year. But anyway, we're still undergrad. We're not graduate school. I'm just saying maybe the actual fucking real shit is that through the process of me exposing myself on the internet, whatever, through that process, was I able to actually love myself and and understand the magic of myself.
Right.
Even if these motherfuckers couldn't or did, but couldn't show up or be the thing that I needed them to be.
Like, I just feel like as someone who loves you, when I see that, I'm like, it's clear to me that she's hurting. You know what I mean? And I see you hurting, and then I feel so sad for you. But I also know that, like, I can't fix it for you. I can just be there, just be there and, like,
But, like,
witness
this is
you're
the-
hurting.
Yes.
But then it just makes me so upset because you have to feel what you feel, no matter how you feel it. But, like, the person that is causing the hurt or whatever, it makes me sad because I just want that person to be, like, to make it better, to help you feel less, but it doesn't work that way,
No,
But
no, 100%. No, this is the conundrum of being a
Right.
fucking woman.
Right. But I'm team you. So I want you to do the things that you feel like you need to do.
You know what I think is interesting? Sarah Bareilles said this thing, which is like, I've watched you the last 5 years. Like, I've known you in this really intense moment in your life, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, but Busy, what I've seen is a person who has learned how to stop abandoning themselves.
Yeah.
And like, when she said that, I got very emo.
Yeah.
And I really took it in because I think that's right.
Yeah.
And I think that the amount of time between me realizing that I'm abandoning myself and me ending the thing that is making me abandon myself. Abandon myself.
I know what you're saying.
I think that time has gotten shorter and shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
And I'm still a person. Like, I love super deeply. Like, if I love someone, I fucking love them with my whole heart. I obviously still love Mark. I'm texting with an ex-boyfriend of mine currently, texting with a longtime ex-boyfriend of mine who's been going through a thing that I still love and would show up for. I don't believe that when we stop being romantically connected, that the love just ends. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nor do I think it has to.
Yeah.
I think if you are able to see your way through it in a way that's healthy for you, that you can still engage in a relationship. But like, the problem is with some people, if it's not healthy, it's not right.
Right.
And it isn't good for you.
Right. And then for me, I'm here for you. Like, Mark's a little bit different because I would say that Mark is like in my life a little bit because
For sure.
you guys were married and we've, and I'm always very honored when
he's like the father of my kids.
Exactly. And I'm honored that he thinks of me as a friend. So if he should like email me or invite me to birthday drinks or whatever, then I feel very honored and so there's love there for Mark. But if you move someone out of your life, that fucker's dead to me until I'm told otherwise.
Until otherwise notice. Until notice is given.
Till further notice.
Till
dead
further
to
notice.
me.
That's right.
And it's just like, I'm just here to support you on whatever journey you're having with a person. And by the way, if you ever were like, this guy's dead to me, and I thought that you were wrong, I would obviously clearly tell you with love, I think that's a good guy, and I think you might be mistaken about this. But so far, I just haven't thought that enough to
Stop it.
to say, like, I think you might be making a terrible mistake. Like, I would say that if I really felt that, but I just, because
honey, I've not made any terrible mistakes yet.
No. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
So I'm just like, you tell me and I'll follow your lead because also it's your fucking life. You say what you want to say and, do what you want to do. And if I ever have a serious objection to something, I'll let you know. But it also doesn't mean that I would expect you to listen to what I had to say or do what I was telling you. And it doesn't mean that I would love you any less if you disagreed with me or, thought that what I was saying was nuts,
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, I gotta go.
It's
almost 7, and I need to take Gina out and see if she can poop.
Gina's gotta poop. We gotta get
You know
her to
what?
poop.
She's full of shit like all the men I've dated.
All right. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Oh, you guys, I'm sorry. I already regret this.
Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh, no.